Hello friends, by the end of this video you guys will be able to create your own form using functional components in React, and we will be maintaining only one state for the entire inputs whatever we are providing to the form, and this is only one point of source and we have created one object for that. And going forward we will be validating the entire form field, and this will be taken care by only one function. We need not have to validate using let's say every input field like name, phone number and all those things. And once you click on submit, the entire form object will be visible to you so that you can pass this to the API calls. So stay tuned for the video. Started. So the very first thing what we want to do is this is my basic page what I'm using. I'll be using to create the forms, and our target is to create as many form elements. Let's say if I want to create a submit form that includes name, age and address and all those things. So what we usually do is we go ahead and create input tags, and multiple input tags for each of the form element, right? So I'll be skipping that thing here, and I'll be creating a, a separate map function, so that will be responsible of generating the inputs for you. So what if you want to generate let's say contact me form, right? In that case your form will be having elements like form element, and so now what I'm creating here is an object that will include your label, let's say name. And one thing what the most important thing is the key. And why this key is important, because we don't have to actually create states for each of the keys. So let's say if you have form element like 20 form elements, you don't just go ahead and create state for all 20 elements. And in this example we will be viewing the functional components. So I'll get rid of this. So this will be export default function app, and I'll get rid of this one, and this will return just a component. Okay, and this will look something like this. Okay, so key will be name. So here it goes. And now what we need to do is, so we can create as many form elements as we want. We have a array form element, and now we can map through it and create as many form elements we want, right? So what we can do is we can map it, and let's say if I name it form elements, and I'll take form element here, and that will return what it will return. It will return, let's say, a div, and this div will have a label. So label says form element dot label, and we need an input also. So input, and so let's not put any values right now, so we'll take it later. So now you can see there is a name input here. So what if I want to add more? So let's say if I want to add a phone number and a phone, right? So now it will look something like this. You will see name and phone number. So let's keep some margin, probably this will look good. Okay, so now you have two form element, and now how can we create only one state and use that state? So let's say if you want to submit this particular form, you want the name value and the phone number value to be submitted, right? So in that case, what we usually do is we create states for each of the input elements, but here we are not going to do that. So we will create one state only. So what we will do is we can create let's say form data, and a setup for that, which will use a state, and for now I can put it as an object, right? And this value, so the input value will be something form data dot this key. So how can we use that key here? So this is coming in form element dot label, so I can use this form element dot label will be the key. So now you can see there is a red line. That's because form data is not initialized with its type. It's not considering anything to be taken as a form object. So in that case we don't know how many key values are going to come here. So currently if we add any here, so this will take care of our problem now. And now, so what will it do? So once you change the form, we have to add a handle change function, right? So we can use on change. So really I can write it in next line. So on change will be a function. So usually what we do is we take the target and we set the values. But in this case, this is going to be a tricky kind of thing. So I'll show you how to do that. So we can use handle change function. We'll create one. A handle change will take the value first, e.target.value, and where to put that value. So where to set that value. So what we want to do is we want to create form data dot name, form data dot phone, and then we will assign that value to that. So how will we take that key actually? So we have that key value here. So this is value will be key, not the label. So we can pass this key act from here, and we will create handle change function. So what this handle change is going to take, so first is the value, so whatever you want to set, and we are taking it as a string here. And the second is the key, so on what key do you want to set the values. So key is again the string, right? Now how will you use that set form data? So set form data is basically going to set anything, whatever you pass in that set form data, the form data value will be there. So initially it's an object. So once a user changes the name value, you want to update this form data with the name. So let's say if I add a name like ABC, you want form data to set as form data dot name equals ABC, form data dot phone equals 123. So this is how the things is going to go. So in that case, what we need to do is we need to get the copy of form data. We'll get the copy of form data and add a new value which is key and the value. So this will be added, and if you want to add this, you can use this, right? And so the key should be, and what we are passing is key as a this one, right? And we don't need this. So what's the problem now? Okay, one stress is missing. So now you can see, so what we have done is, so we have taken the initial, so this is an object. So let me take it like this. So this is the initial object, which is this one, and then I'm adding a key value. So if you handle change on name, it will take name and the value. So what if I change the phone? So it will take the form data, which is name is already added there, and now it will append phone number here to the name object which is already there, right? So let's go ahead and quickly create a button that will say submit. Okay, and on click of this, let's say submit will work. Okay, and we'll create the function submit, and this will let's just alert the form data, right? Sorry, form data. And if I go here and if I do this, well, you can see object now, and what we'll do is JSON dot stringify and the form data. Now you will see that if ABC is there, 123 is there, You can see that, yeah, name is ABC and phone number is 123. You can see 123 here also. Okay, so now how is this important? You have created only one state, and you have only one state updating. And let's say if I want to do ABC 123, now click on submit. Now if you, okay, so this is actually submitting. You have to prevent default to basically what we can do is e dot prevent default, and this will not redirect to somewhere else. So forms basic functionality is to redirect from one page to another. And if you do 123, you will see 123, and now if you, it's still redirecting. Okay, we can talk about that later. So prevent default is something which will restrict the form for redirection. So this is how the form will go. What if I want to, let's say if I want to add more things, or let's go and quickly create a validation for that. So what we need to do is, so if the form is not filled, so we don't want to go further. So what we'll do is we'll create a function that says is form valid, and if is form actually invalid, so if the form is invalid, then return. And what form invalid will do? So this form invalid is a function that will check, let's say let return value. So this will be, let's say, false by initial, and we will return the return value here. So why I'm taking a parameter? Because we will be updating that parameter according to the condition which is not getting satisfied. And what we want to do is, we, for the form elements, for every form element, what we can do is form element, okay, and we will check form element, and we will check if form data. So this is this form data. So we are pushing the value in every key chain. Form data dot form element. So if I am using this, so we can use this equals undefined. So we can check whether this value is already fulfilled or not. If it's undefined, then return value is equal true. Okay, and for safe side, what we can do is alert form data dot value plus is missing. So we are just validating whether the entry is fulfilled or not. And this form element dot there is no value actually, so this will be label is missing. So now if you click on submit, you will see name is missing, you will see phone number is missing, right? And nothing is happening now. So if I do A, B, C, D, E, and phone number is something, now you can see that there is the value. Okay, and probably what we can do is, so this is not where we should do the this one. So let's say, so this will be something like this. So we have to prevent target at submit, so we were doing it at incorrect place actually. So now this should not go anywhere, and submit. You can see the values are still there. So if you want to update, you can see the values are updating. So how this form is important, because so now we have only one point of input source, and everything will be taken care. So you need not have to worry about the state. State is only maintained at once. The changing is only maintained at once. So anything you add will be appended in the form data. The validation is only added once. So here we are only here we are only checking whether the value is there or not. You can use the regex for the validation also, and you can return accordingly. And for the input creation, we have created only one input, and this is how the things goes. And what if So why is this approach important is, let's say if you have entire address field, so what you have to do is you have to update this JSON only. So the phone number, let's say you have the house, and let's say you have the city, and make sure you write the key value as unique for everyone, and state, this will be state, and let's say country, and this will be country. Okay. Save this. Now you will see all these are appended, and if you submit, you will see that all these things are missing, so you have to add those things. And if I keep on adding, you will see that yeah, this is the object what you need to submit. So that's how you can create your own form with a very minimal code, and that's pretty much. Thank you guys.